You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast with your host, Safan. Transmission will commence momentarily.
How you doing, guys? My name is Safan. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find me on social media, Twitter, and Gab.ai. Let's start the show. All right, we're going to talk about what I have read from the Huffington Post about California AG. He tried to call for decriminalizations of illegal immigrants. All right, let me read this thing to you guys. All right, let me read this to you. It's from the Huffington Post. Okay, California top law enforcement officer said illegal does not commit violent crime. All right, that's false, straight up. He's saying they did not. He's being too vague. All right, but let's carry on. Unauthorized immigrants in the United States must be decriminalized because immigrants crossing the southern borders are non-criminals. Wait a minute, isn't crossing the border a crime as it is? So would that by default make them a criminal? All right, let's carry on. According to California Attorney General Xavier Becerra, let's call his real name. It's not Xavier. You know how they pronounce this name? It's Javier Becerra. All right. It's Javier Becerra. I'm not gonna dignify him with American name. Let's call it what he is. Javier Becerra. Quote: they haven't committed crime against someone, and they are not acting violently in the way that harmful people. Becerra told Huffington Post Tuesday. This is retarded. All right. There's been example where there's been gunfight, right? Violent acts against Border Patrol, and he said there's no non-violent. This is stupid for Attorney General, right? California is dumb for electing this moron right here. Obviously, he hadn't been paying attention to what happened in the Border Patrol. What kind of difficulty they had to deal with. I'm sorry for the mumbling. I'm sorry for stuttering, right? But I'm speaking this with passion, right? At least I'm not unadulterated and edit all my flaws. At least I'm willing to show my flaws to people. All right, but let's carry on with this article. And I would argue they are not harmful people indirectly either. What the heck does that mean? If you call them criminals, it's a lot easier to get people to turn against them than if you call them undocumented immigrants, he added. The remark are significant come from California top law enforcement officer. But as Huffington Post noted, the Democratic Party is touting their out-border agenda more and more. The remarks of California top law enforcement officer are rare even from a Democratic politician, although the idea is picking up steam. This week, Democratic presidential candidate Julian Castro proposes repealing the code that makes illegal entry a criminal offense in addition to a civil one. Fellow presidential hopeful Beto Robert Francis O'Rourke has said we should do the same for asylum seekers and families. Representative Raul Grajave, Democrat of Arizona, of course, if you have a Hispanic name, you're bound to be Democrat, right? And Veronica Escobar, Democrat of Texas, obviously. Look at their name, Hispanics. And have also told Huffington Post that immigration should be decriminalized. Becerra insistence that illegal immigrant does not commit violent crime is especially noteworthy given the data suggested. What data are they going to court? According to, According to 2008 Cato Institute report, illegal immigrants are more inclined to commit violent crime than immigrants who follow the law to America. What the hell? The Cato Institute, they're a farce institute, all right? They're a farce institute. They're illegitimate. All right, look them up. They're illegitimate. The Democratic Party and mainstream media routinely pretend that violent crime, right, illegal, does not exist despite numerous demonstrations by angel moms and President Trump attempt to highlight the issues. All right, this is show how far the Democrats are going to. They're even in complete denial, right? They believe a biased institute like the Code Institute. They are a biased institution, right? Then there's no equal. That their studies is skewed, right? They don't take the consideration the border report. The border report said there's many violent crimes right now. So because the wall's up, the crime has reduced. All right? It's ridiculous. All right? This shows how far left the Democrats are steering towards. All right? Especially Javier Becerra, right? He's doing this to pander to his constituents, right? His constituents vote for him not on his policy, but based on his race. That's what it is. Javier Becerra. I'm not going to dignify him to call him Xavier, right? He want to stick up for illegal immigrants. Stick with your foreign name then, Javier. All right? This guy's completely unhinged. And decriminalize, first of all, is a federal offense to cross the border, so California cannot decriminalize it. All right? Even though it's decriminalized in California, federal law overpowers California law. All right? Federal law overpowers state law. All right? In order for it to be decriminalized, you have to change it from the federal level, which doesn't seem to be any, it's not going to get any chances. All right? And he tried to push decriminalize. What the heck? So what about legal immigration? How would they make them feel? He don't take consideration of legal immigration. People who work hard, took them the time and effort to come here legally. How's it fair to them? Right? If it's decriminalized, doesn't mean anybody can come in anytime. There's no process of citizenship. There would be no more citizenship. And you try to perpetuate this, try to push this. Right? And all these Democratic try to pander to Hispanic, you gotta be smarter than this, all right? You gotta be smarter who try to pander to you, who try to buy your votes by saying this stuff. They try to buy your votes, they're not gonna deliver anything. All right? And this let's say all these representatives, the Democrat Representative Raul Hajades, these are they are biased based on their culture. That's what it is. They don't believe in the Constitution. They believe in the culture. Like, if you believe in your culture so much, why don't you move back to your culture? You're supposed to represent the Constitution, an American. This is so un-American to defy American rules and regulations. That's so stupid. Then, if you want this regulation to happen, this law, you should move to your ethnic country, right? It's ridiculous to think like this. These Democrats, these extreme leftists. This is why the Democrats are completely off the rail. Javier Becerra, man, I want to stop his face in. All right, I want to spit at him. If I see him, I'll spit at Attorney General. All right. Luckily, I'm protected by the First Amendment by saying this stuff. I'm not saying I will spit it. I say I want to, but I can't. When I see his freaking elitist face, this is one of those elitist immigrants. He don't care about these poor people. He living in his rich mansion, getting paid off. He's a high-paid attorney, all right? He's an idiot to think like that. He's a freaking goon, man. Stop his facing. You are not Javier. You are Javier. You're not Xavier, you doofus. But anyway, let me know what you think. California, you think they're off the rail? Try to introduce this idea of decriminalizing illegal immigrations. Would you think it's passed by Congress? It's not going to pass by Congress. All right? Try to decriminalize this stuff. When you cross the border, it's a federal offense. It's not state offense. He tried to decriminalize it in California. California can't pass this kind of act, all right? California cannot change federal laws. All right? And those of you who said I'm mumbling and stuff, I'm sorry. All right? If you can't comprehend what I'm trying to say, as long as you could comprehend and as long as I could convey my idea across and you could understand my idea, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if I'm mumbling and stuff. All right? As long as I get my point across. All right? And those of you who think that my argument are not convincing enough, you could go to another channel. You don't have to watch my channel. I didn't ask you to watch my channel, all right? But if you want to support me, follow me on social media, Twitter, Get.ai, and subscribe. But if you don't understand or are not on my pace or level of thinking, please don't stop watching. I'm not asking you to watch my channel. Stop trying to argue with me. I'm not going to reply to any comments that's not resonating with my view and thoughts. All right? I'm a proud American. I'll do anything to protect Americans' rights. Legal Americans. All right? And on that note, guys, thank thank you for listening. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can support me by like, share, and subscribe. And I'm doing this for free. No, how am I going to say this? I got no influences. I got no sponsors, so I can say whatever the heck I want. If you're like a guy like that who can speak out of his mind without any inhibitions, please sub and subscribe. And on that note, guys, thanks for listening, and you guys have a good day. Peace.